Peace and all goodness be yours, brothers and sisters. You're joining us from St. Barbara Parish. If you're joining us from the greater community of Old Mission Santa Barbara, wherever you're joining us from, we're grateful to have you with us here at the Friary at Old Mission Santa Barbara. I'm Dan Lackey, and I'm privileged to serve as the pastor of the parish here at the Old Mission. And I'm seated with Peter McGoy. Peter served for 39 years at Cottage Hospital in various areas of mental health and substance abuse as a counselor and a listener. And we're talking today about what we need to watch for as we move into this holiday season under the shadow of the pandemic, but also recognizing that holiday times have built-in pressures. So what would you say about kind of the important points of the holiday season?
So I think that holiday seasons are stressful under the best of circumstances.
Yeah.
And this year they're even more stressful because of what's been going on with the pandemic, and people are going to be alone a lot more often this year because of being told not to be in gatherings, that kind of thing. And so
Sure.
I think one thing we talked about the Franciscans, and that part of the Franciscan theology is when we give back, when we give to somebody, we get transformed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be a great time to reach out to people, reach out to our relatives and friends, people that are lonely, that we know in our life we haven't connected with in a long time. And so that can be a great way to help have a different kind of a Thanksgiving, because we just can't be with our loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
It could also include doing a virtual meal. People are having their loved ones, they have a meal delivered to their loved ones, and they just eat it by way of FaceTime together.
Sure.
Board games are being done virtually. So there's fun things people can do. And then also, this is a stressful time anyway, so there's some ways to reduce stress. So one would be, I looked up Johns Hopkins University for stress reduction, and they came up with a couple suggestions. Be kind to others. Take a look at what really counts in life. Take a look at any kind of resolutions we might have, and rethink them. Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
And another one I like to have is, in addition to that one, is have an attitude of gratitude. We talked about when we talk to someone on the phone, is to listen. Besides my work at the hospital, I taught classes on basic counseling skills. And one of the skills we talked about often throughout the whole course was learning how to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays we have so many interruptions in our world. Voicemail, email, the internet.
Sure.
And if we can just sit down and just listen, like right now you are with me, that's a great skill that a lot of people don't have that very often. We by just calling somebody on the phone and just listening can be a great gift. Great gift this time of year, just to listen. Mm-hmm. And so that's a wonderful skill to have too. That's a wonderful gift we can give to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the gift of attention,
Yes.
The gift of being with one another. Yeah. And it's certainly built into the Franciscan spirituality of the incarnation,
Right.
God
Exactly.
God with us and attending to us very closely.
Yeah.
But kind of circling back to that theme of how we're transformed in giving, how have you felt yourself over the course of 39 years at Cottage, and learning to give of yourself, of the gift of listening and wisdom? How did you sense that you yourself were changed, Peter?
Well, I think I learned that people are oftentimes so scared when they're in the hospital, and especially when they're looking at something like I worked in substance use and mental health issues, and that can be a really hard decision to make, to want to get help. Mm-hmm. And so I learned by just being patient and just like some of those suggestions we mentioned with how to help reduce stress, learning how, just listening and just being present to somebody. On kind of a humorous note, I was nicknamed Columbo by Lisa Moore, who just got promoted to Chief Operating Officer at Cottage, and because I had a skill that Peter Falk had in that TV show of just going back and asking questions and going back again and asking questions and just listening. Mm-hmm. And that was and so when I would do that, I felt I got out of myself. I felt better. In a sense, it was almost selfish because I felt better with my work, and then hopefully it helped people also. And I got paid at the same time, so it's pretty good deal. But when I taught that class at City College and UCSB, people that were taking the course a lot of times were going to be volunteering somewhere, and they learned how to listen. And nowadays, that's a really great gift to give. This year also, you know, I noticed during the pandemic, I read a bunch of articles about how alcohol sales have increased dramatically, and so we want to really encourage people to be very careful. And that if they're having trouble with substance use, you can call. There's lots of places. There's Project Recovery. There's the Community Wellness Program. There's crisis hotlines. There's lots of places to go to get help for yourself if substance use is becoming an issue, and that may get heightened this time of year. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, and to all of you who are watching, we're going to try to post those numbers so that you can see them. And who knows? You know, it might just be the number that, you know, makes a difference between, you know, a crisis and a recovery. So, Peter, thank you.
Thanks
for sharing a bit of your hard-won wisdom and a bit of your joy. We appreciate that very much. And
good to be here.
Thanks to all of you for watching.
Thank you.